Attack of the show. Attack.
The Droid X. Oh my gosh. All right, it is longer and wider than the new iPhone, but just barely thicker. Check that out. It weighs about an ounce more than the iPhone. It feels very sturdy. It does have this weird lip thing. But oh, nope, it's on this side. There you go. It didn't bother us too much in our pocket. I kind of think if you put it on a table, it then has a little like lift so you can see it a bit.
That's your hand.
Whatever.
It's hard to imagine. I mean, on a table I can imagine it, but on your hand it was very confusing.
It's very confusing. All right, obviously the phone is bigger all around because of the huge 4.3-inch screen. So is that worth the size trade-off?
For a size queen, sure. I think it's almost an inch larger than the iPhone 4 screen, but it's got an 854 by 480 resolution, which is lower than the iPhone's. Overall, it was nice having more room to work with, but I think there's two camps here. There's resolution versus real estate, and it all depends on where you fall. Some people will scream, but it doesn't have a retina screen. You don't even know what a retina is, so you shut up, first of all.
It's in your eyeball, not in your phone.
Yeah, second of all, I like a larger screen myself, so I enjoyed the extra real estate. Like having that giant monitor in your pocket. Fantastic. I will say that I think the future Droid, you'll see a screen this size, but you won't have all this extra space down here for the buttons. I think that is the ideal size for the phone, is just the screen. So. Yeah.
And that's about the size of the regular Droid. It's like they took the whole size of the phone, made it the screen, and then added some stuff around it. All right, now it runs on Android 2.1 with an upgraded version of Moto Blur. That's Motorola's social network widgets. And it has a 1 gigahertz OMAP processor. So is this interface faster and easier to use than the ones we've seen on the iPhone or the Incredible?
It's competitive. There's no clear winner here. The touchscreen is very responsive. It supports pinch and zoom as well. You have 7 different home screens to customize, and you can add widgets.
Do you like the widgets?
Well, here's the thing. Moto Blur has been vastly improved. Each widget is resizable. They're easier to use. Like on other phones and even on the original Droid, the Moto Blur felt clunky and just a little busy. And here, look, you can quickly resize things, and this is a great widget, so you can just have one-touch access to call or text somebody. There's widgets to quickly turn on GPS and Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. So if you like those widgets, great. Drag and drop them onto one of your 7 screens, and you're good to go. If you don't, ignore them, and you're fine. So stop whining. The keyboard is almost as good as the iPhone's, and of course, the screen real estate really lends to the typing experience. You turn this thing into landscape mode, you're good to go. And you can also do the swipe to type feature, which is all the rage with the tweens. Too hard to drive and type that way for me. I'm an old school texting man when I'm on the freeway. But the feature is there.
You're not supposed to text while you're driving.
Not swipe to text while driving? That's ridiculous.
They're going to have to make a whole new law for that.
As for speed, it's practically a tie with the iPhone 4 and the Droid Incredible when launching apps or loading web pages. As for the original Droid, there is no comparison whatsoever. It blows it out of the water. So the Droid X is super fast. That's the bottom line.
I'm going to have to say bye to my Droid soon. Sorry.
Yeah, you should have said that from day one.
Shh. Okay, the features have been heavily upgraded. There's an 8-megapixel camera, 720p HD video recording, 3G mobile hotspot capability, a ton more. It might come with a pair of shoes. We don't know. How well do they all work?
It does, yeah. It works pretty well. The camera has lots of different scenes and effects. It takes good pictures in normal light. Lower light is where you're going to have some problems. The flash helps. But not much. They're just kind of good enough. Video, again, looks good, has some of the same problems. The ability to record in 720p along with HDMI output directly on the phone, it's powerful. Like it's definitely a bullet point on a spreadsheet when they go, our phone has this and yours doesn't. I don't know who's going to be carrying around a mini HDMI cable all the time or expect that there's going to be one at their mixtape jam party that they're throwing so that they can put their crazy art visuals on the screen. But hey, it has it. Cool. Well, I'm a fan of it. The 3G mobile hotspot is easy to activate. It does cost an extra $20 a month, which I think is a bit pricey. And there's a data cap of 2 gigs on it. Here's the cool thing. You can stream media from your phone to any Xbox or any other device that supports DLNA.
That's fantastic.
With a built-in app. To me, that's even cooler than having the HDMI built in. I mean, it should be wireless. The browser is multi-touch. It will support Flash 10.1 later this summer when Android is updated to 2.2. So
I did a little cheer there.
Yeah, whole new way to crash your devices, kids. No front-facing camera, so there will be no Jetsons-esque futuristic phone calls. And the battery life, we did limited testing with it. It was good. It seemed to hold up. It's probably not going to be amazing, but There you have it.
And I just want to point out that I'm a huge fan of this moving wallpaper that's on it.
Live wallpapers are awesome. That's like
it's Mario.
Yeah,
it's sweet.
I had to tweet that out a couple weeks ago.
It's still going on.
If you like watching Mario and your battery drain in real time,
whatever.
This is
totally
absolutely the feature for you. I love it.
It's $200 with a contract. What are we rating it?
Allison, I'm sorry. We are actually giving the Droid X a 5 out of 5.
Yeah. Whoa! Whoa!
This is the best Android phone we've tested. Again, it's on the Verizon network, and many people would say they have the best coverage.
I would definitely say that.
Drawbacks, of course, the camera. It's too big for some. Some people are not going to like the size of this phone. Paying extra for hotspot and visual voicemail. Come on, Verizon, figure that out. With that said,
visual voicemail kind of blows to me.
Best
anyway.
Droid phone. There you go.
Snap.
That's it for Gadgetron. Remember, for even more of the latest news on computers, tech, and games, and everything else, check out g4tv.com/thefeed.